Hello class and welcome to Unit 7. Before we get into what makes up Unit 7, I did want to visit back with Unit 5, and I just wanted to remind you that you should always come back to Unit 5 on the lesson handout and refer to the 5 E's. This chart always has a good explanation of the 5 E's. The other thing I wanted to tell you was if you ever need your lesson plan map, the original inspiration template is here. However, you should be building on your inspiration document with every E. So let me switch over to Unit 7. Okay, for Unit 7 is Explore, and this unit isn't so bad. It should be a little bit more user-friendly than you had with the Pinkston, and I was very happy to see a lot of your cartoons. They were very good. I should be caught up in my grading soon, so that's good. Okay. So, first of all, if you're having problems with inspiration, say you can't open your file, sometimes it's better just to go to inspiration and then go to file and open. That way you won't have any errors when you're opening up an inspiration file. Okay, so if you recall, this is your template. Okay, so you've already done the engage part. You've already filled out this part. You've already filled out this. For Unit 7, you are going to be filling out this explore part. So you're going to be building on to your inspiration map. So when you hand in Unit 7, I'll see the engage and I'll see the explore, but you won't have anything here. If you need to add some things onto your objective or your method or materials, you just keep adding some bubbles, okay? Now, remember that when you're doing these assignments, you're still going to do the lesson like it says in the book, but, okay, let me go back to the unit here. I want you to really pay attention to this. It says, since the Project Wild and Learning Tree are already complete lessons, you will treat this section as if you have extra time in the Explore section, and you will be adding a supplemental activity. So you still map out your lesson like it is in the book, and then you add this component. So hopefully you did that for Unit 6. Okay. So this isn't so bad. Your textbook readings, if you haven't done the quiz, it's probably a good idea that you do your textbook readings and learn some theory about why you're going to be building a database or acquiring data or using spreadsheets to think about numbers. All of these resources here are really good, so I really would like for you to look at this if you're wondering, well, why am I doing this? Okay. The other thing I want you to look at, which is you're going to be hearing this a lot. So definitely don't skip this part. Read this part about Bloom's taxonomy. The other thing I'd like you to do is just Google Bloom's taxonomy, and you will find so much information, and you will hear about this a lot as you get into your teaching career. And really it talks about higher level thinking, because you can get students to memorize things or just to recall information, but then are they actually applying that to something to their own background knowledge? Are they really understanding it? Are they applying it to their life? Are they analyzing? Are they thinking of different ways they can do something? Are they creating something without you having to give them step-by-step information? Are they really learning what you're trying to teach them? if you look at these categories right here, these are some of the words that describe each of Bloom's taxonomy. So really pay attention to that. Take some time and look at that. The other thing you need to look at is this PDF. And this is just a little chart. If I were you, I would find a place to print this out and just keep it just as you're going through your methods classes. And when you're writing objectives, this is going to help you a lot, especially in your other methods classes when you need to write objective and you need to just have the students will be doing something. So, for example, I'm sorry, I'm just scrolling down here. I really like these verbs for objectives here. We'll have the students choose between two things, combine things, compose things, construct, create, design, develop. All of these things are great when you're writing objectives. Verbs for objectives. These will help you a lot. I still refer to one of these charts in the classroom today when I'm writing my objectives for my lesson plans in the real world. So I don't mean to go over and say it over and over again, but definitely look at these verbs, look at these strategies. Okay, sorry. Okay, so what you're going to be doing with Unit 7 is you are going to just collect data. Now, the way that you're going to do this is you are going to think of questions that you would ask that would go with your lesson where you could compare the data and put it in a graph. So the first thing you need to do is download this template. Okay, so what you would do here, fill in your name. This says the specific Inspire database. Okay, I'm going to skip that for a second because I think that needs to be taken off, okay? Then you're going to put in your lesson. Remember, you're not picking a new lesson. You're keeping up with the same lesson from Unit 6, okay? And then you're going to describe the data that's going to be collected, and then you're going to think of questions for your data. Okay, we're going to come back to this in just a second. Okay, so assignment overview. In this lesson, you will examine databases, chart data, label graphs, analyze data in the charts or graphs, and integrate their use into classroom to promote student learning and performance. Okay, I'm not going to read this all to you. There is a link here that you will be creating a chart. You will use a free online chart creation tool that allows you to create chart data, label graphs, analyze data, and so on. And make sure you read the instructions carefully for this assignment. So we've already talked about the mapping portion of it. So you're going to fill out your inspiration document. We've already talked about that. Okay, in this assignment, on this part right here, name of the specific Inspire database, you can leave that blank. You're not going to use that, or you can even delete it if you want to. Okay? Okay, going back to here. So I'm just going to use the example, the database example. So really, you're going to pick something that goes with your lesson, and you're going to just get some fake data because you don't really have a class. So the whole point is that you're going to make a graph or a chart with the data. So basically you have on your Word document, you're going to come up with 5 questions, description of the data to be collected, and then what your questions are. Then you're going to put that data, your data chart, like this one. You're going to take your questions and you're going to put it into chart form, okay? Then you're going to put some fake data in there. So let's say you have a class of 25 students, or you have 2 classes of 25 students, so that would be 50 people. So you would have to, answer it according, like you have 25 kids or 50 kids, okay? Then what you're going to do is once you have some data and you have it, the description of the data here and your questions here, then you're going to put in your collection example here, okay? Here's my mouse right here, and that would look something like this, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to go to this website here. I'm going to open up this website, and you're going to use that data, and you are going to create a graph. It is very easy to do. You can decide ahead of time what kind of graph you're going to use. You can use a bar graph, a pie graph, or whatever you want to do. And you're going to enter in your data here, and if you have any labels, and then you're going to preview what your graph is going to look like. And when you go here to print and save, you can download it. You can probably email it to yourself, or you can start all over again, okay? It is not a hard thing to do. So if you have any problems, just email me. Use the Student Helping Students and let me know. There is another alternative if you want to go to this one. This is another online chart tool where you can make your graph. You guys are college students. I'm not going to take you step by step on this. This is something that you can figure out on your own. If you want to practice with some data, just practice with this example of this chart here, and then just see how your graph is going to come out. If you know how to use Excel, you may use Excel if you want to, as long as you have a graph. Once you have your graph and you put it into, put your data in and you put it in the correct form, then you're going to download the picture to here. Okay, and this would be in this area right here. So you insert this is PNG, but if it's JPEG, that's okay too. If you use Excel, that's fine too. This is the PNG version of your lesson plan map. That is your inspiration that you have exported. Okay, this is really not a hard assignment. Don't spend too much time overthinking it. This is going to be one of the easier ones. One thing I do want to point out to you is that there is this tutorial page again. Hopefully that can help you. I don't know if there's anything in here for the graphs. We're not using the Inspire data, so that's good. I do want to go to the portfolio and I want to point out a couple things. Okay, this is my sample one, and you know this is not complete. So I haven't graded all the Pinkston yet, but if your gadget, sometimes you have to click on show all content. So I just want you to, I have started looking at some of the websites, and if you your gadget isn't showing up, please make sure you have the link to it so I don't have to email you and say I need the link to your Pinkston. Okay. Okay, hold on a second. I just want to go back, make sure I'm in the right area so I don't tell you the wrong thing. We are in the Explore, Unit 7 Explore. Okay. So you're in the Explore part. Make sure that you guys are definitely reading what it says here. Make sure that you're putting your lesson plan map on every one of your pages. Make sure that you, whenever it says technology artifact for this component, that would be the Word document. Okay. Another note, if you're using a Mac, there is, you can buy the Office Suite for a Mac, so you can have Word. If you have Pages or a different program on a Mac, you need to save it as a PDF because I don't have a Mac. I can't open WPS files. And I've seen that on some other people's work, and I'll be addressing that individually with you if you are a Mac user. Okay. That's all I wanted to say about your website. Remember, you click on the pencil to edit your page, and for Unit 7 it is Explore. And let me go back and see if there's anything else that I'm missing. Remember, you have the Unit 7 quiz. Remember that every week you should be answering your weekly reflection blog. I will, at the end of the semester, I will be checking dates for that. And make sure that you're reading the rubric, and this assignment is worth 150 points, and you can see everything that you're going to be graded on here. So make sure you're reading this. Okay. Let's see. Remember, the technology artifact is, sorry, I went too far, is this template right here. So when you complete this template, this is your technology artifact. This is what you must also load to your website. I really think that's it for Unit 7. Looking ahead, Unit 8 is a little bit more difficult, and for my online class, I will definitely have a movie ready for you sooner than later. So that means by Sunday, I'll have a movie ready for you. And this assignment shouldn't take you too long as you read the instructions and just make a chart. Really, all the technology skill here is just you creating a database, looking at a database, creating data, and putting it into a small chart, comparing it, because this is something you could talk about with your students, and comparing data. Okay, I think I've taken up way too much of your time. I've just been rambling on here, and good luck. Let me know if you need any help.